Hello everyone, in this video we will be talking about units of measurement of length and how to convert one unit of measurement into another. This is something that we have done many times over the years, so this is more of a review, and we're going to be adding in one new element with the unit of measurement of kilometers right here. You all know kilometers. With kilometers, we basically measure great distances. So if you have meters for something that is about the size of a human, let's say, it's close to us. A centimeter is about the size, the width of our pinky, and a millimeter is distance from one line to the next on your ruler. If you have a ruler from one line right to the next, that's a centimeter. A millimeter, sorry. Well, a kilometer is what we use to measure distances, for example, between cities, between countries, so great distances. 1 kilometer has 1,000 meters, and that is the reason why it is actually 3 steps up from the meters, because if I have, let's say, 3 kilometers, that is 3,000 meters, because 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. Now, there are other units of measurement here and here, but we never really use them. So that's why we avoid writing them as well. We never really use the decimeter as well either, but you know, it would have been confusing to explain that when we were actually doing these. So if you don't remember, the concept is I want to turn this into this. So from meters, I want to turn it into decimeters in this example. How do I do that? I take this number that is written here, so 51, and I say, am I going up or down the ladder to go from meters to decimeters? Meters are here, decimeters are here, so I'm going a step down. That means since I'm going down the ladder, I have to multiply by what number? 10, 100, or 1000, depending on how many steps I'm going down. That's how many zeros the number should have. Since I'm going one step down, I'm going to multiply by 10. And what that would mean, if I have to do 51 times 10, the result I would get would be 510. Next up, 51 meters into centimeters. From meters to centimeters, that's 2 steps down, so I have to multiply this by 100, meaning I would get 51 times 100 would give me 5,100. Next up, 51 meters into millimeters. That's from meters to millimeters. So that's 3 steps down. I have to multiply this by 1,000. So I'd get 51,000. You know what? I'm actually going to write the rest. So next up, we have 51 meters into kilometers. Now, this is the first one that we have with kilometers. So I'm going up 3 steps. So I need to divide this number by 1,000. I need to do 51 divided by 1,000. 51 divided by 1,000 gives me 0.051. Next up, we have 4 decimeters into meters. From decimeters to meters, that's a step up, so I have to do 4 divided by 10, makes 0.4. Next up, from decimeters to centimeters, that's a step down, so 4 times 10 makes 40. Next up, 4 decimeters into millimeters, that's decimeters to millimeters, 2 steps down, so 4 times 100 makes 400. Next up, we have 36 centimeters into meters. From centimeters to meters, that's 2 steps up. So 36 divided by 100, which makes 0.36. 30 centimeters to decimeters is 1 step up. So 36 divided by 10 makes 3.6. From centimeters to millimeters is 1 step down. So 36 times 10 makes 360. Next up, no, wait. Sorry guys, give me a sec. Okay. 40 millimeters into meters. From millimeters into meters, that's 3 steps up. So I have to do 40 divided by 1,000 makes 0.04. Next up, millimeters to decimeters. That's 2 steps up. I have to do 40 divided by 100 makes 0.4. Next up, we have 4 millimeters to centimeters. That's 1 step up. So 40 divided by 10 just makes 4. Next up, 3.2 decimeters into meters. Decimeters into meters, that's a step up, so 0.32. Next, we have 3.2 decimeters into centimeters is a step down, so 3.2 times 10 makes 32. Decimeters to millimeters is 2 steps down, so that's times 100 makes 320. Decimeters to kilometers, okay, so now kilometers, that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps up. So since it's up, we're dividing by 10,000 because it's 4 steps, so 4 zeros. So it has to be 0.0, wait, 4 places to the left. 1 place covers the 3 and the other 3 become zeros. So 1, 2, 3 zeros, 32. 0.00032 kilometers. Okay. Next up, 60 centimeters into meters. From centimeters to meters is 2 steps up, so we have to do 60 divided by 100, which makes 0.6. Centimeters to decimeters is a step up, so 60 divided by 10 makes 6. Centimeters to millimeters is a step down, so 60 times 10, because we're going down, makes 600. Next up, 8 kilometers into meters. Okay, now we're going from kilometers to meters, so that's 1, 2, 3 steps down. Meaning 8 times 1,000 makes 8,000. Okay. Kilometers to decimeters is 4 steps down, meaning we're gonna have to do times 10,000. 8 times 10,000, which would give me 80,000. Kilometers to centimeters is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps down, so that would be 8 times 100,000, which would give me 800,000. And next, that's 6 steps down, so a million. So 8 times a million would give me 8 million. Next up, no. 1.25 kilometers into meters. 3 steps down, so times this by 1,000, and you get 1,250 meters. Next up, we have the same number again into centimeters though, so that's 2 steps further down, 5 steps down, so times 100,000, and you get 125,000. Next up, into millimeters, so that's 6 steps down. Multiply by 1,000,000. Multiply this by 1,000,000, and what you get is 1,250,000. Right? Yeah. 0.098 kilometers into meters. 3 steps down, we times this by 1,000. What we get is 98 into decimeters. So that's another step down. So times this by 10,000. We get 980 to millimeters. That's 6 steps down. So 1, 2, 3 places to the right, and then 3 more zeros. So we get 98,000. And that's the end of that. Okay? Okay. I hope that was easy for you. Next time we'll be adding and subtracting as well. See you guys next time.